Week 3 is right around the corner, and us NFL fans are asking for a lot considering what we got in weeks 1 and 2. But getting right into it, Texans versus Bears, a lot of bad teams versus really bad teams in this week's slate of games, so not really looking forward to that. But Texans Bears, I'm going with the Bears in this one. They were able to pull off the upset against 49ers in week 1, played somewhat well against the Packers on Sunday Night Football. Texans have played somewhat well too, tying with the Colts and almost beating the Broncos, but taking the Bears in this one. I think they have a bit more experience on their team, and I know both teams are awful, but I'm taking the Bears. Raiders, Titans, I think Titans are done. Malik Willis is going to be the starting quarterback at some point this season for Tennessee, but Raiders are due for a win, and I think that this is going to be it. And if the Titans win this game, it may be time to hit the panic button on the Raiders, but we'll see what happens. Chiefs, Colts, I'm already hitting the panic button on the Colts. I'm taking the Chiefs in this game too. Not really surprised if they lost this game at all. Colts have not been looking good. I talked about that in the week 2 hot takes a couple days ago that I made. But yeah, Chiefs have been looking good. No Tyreek, no problem for Mahomes as they get business done here. Bills, Dolphins. Bills versus Dolphins down here in Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. Unfortunately, not going to be able to go to this game, but I know the crowd is going to be rocking. Not going to be an empty seat in this stadium, and I'm going to be taking the Miami Dolphins. I know Mike McDaniel has got some plays. McDaniel's got some plays in the back of the playbook he's prepared to use against this Bills defense. Josh Allen has owned the Miami Dolphins for years to come. And I posted I'm recording this before I recorded the preview, but I'm sure that I probably posted the preview for this game yesterday. I think if I'm posting this on Saturday, or I'm probably posting this Saturday night. So I think that the review for the preview for the Dolphins Bills game should be up. So I talked all about the game there, but I'm going with the Dolphins in this one. Bit of a biased pick, but don't say I didn't tell you when the Dolphins win this game. Lions and Vikings. The Vikings are coming off an awful week against Philadelphia, but it's on Monday Night Football. Kirk Cousins sucks on Monday Night Football. Lucky for him, this game is on Sunday. And I'm taking the Vikings. Lions are inexperienced. Had a great game against the Commanders last week, but I think the Vikings have the experience and they have the talent, and I'm going to take Minnesota in this game. Ravens, Patriots, not really a debatable one to me. I'm taking the Ravens coming off of that crazy game versus the Dolphins where they blew the 21-point lead. The Patriots are not going to be able to keep up with Lamar Jackson or compete with this team at all. Bill Belichick is going to be really disappointed with this team. The Patriots really should be 0-3. If the Steelers could have pulled that game off last week, the Patriots should be 0-3 after this game against Baltimore, but they're going to be 1-2. I'm 95% sure the Ravens are going to be winning this game. Bengals, Jets. I know the Bengals have sucked this season. The Jets have been looking pretty good, but just like the Raiders, I think the Bengals are due for a win. And if the Bengals lose this game, I think it's clear to say that the Super Bowl hangover is in effect, and that the Bengals are most likely going to be missing the playoffs this season. But we'll see what happens and how Joe Burrow plays. Eagles, Commanders. I'm taking the Eagles in this one. Carson Wentz has been playing pretty well. He's leading the league. He's the second in the league behind Tua in passing yards, and I think he's tied for the most in the NFL passing touchdowns. So he's been playing pretty well this season. Antonio Gibson has been playing better than a lot of people said he would. And the trio of Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and Jahan Dotson has been really, really nice. And Commanders have lots to look forward to in the future. But against this Eagles team coming off of that big Monday Night Football win, I think they have the momentum coming, and they should be able to take down Washington in this one. Saints, Panthers. I feel, I think the Saints are going to win this game, and they should win this game. But something just tells me that the Panthers are going to be in this game. Now, if it's a blowout and the Panthers blow them out, then I don't want to say I called it, but I did see it coming. I think the Panthers are going to keep this one really close. This could be a potential overtime game, but I do think that it will be closer than a lot of people think. But like I said, I'm going to be taking the Colts in this one. I'm sorry, the Saints in this one. Jaguars, Chargers. I talked about the Jaguars a lot in the Week 2 hot takes, that they could potentially be competing in the AFC South, but the Chargers are going to be pissed off after that Thursday Night Football game against Kansas City last week. And the Chargers just have the talent, they have the experience, they have everything on them, and it really should not even be a close game. Rams-Cardinals. Cardinals coming off of that miracle win against the Raiders last week in overtime. And the Rams coming off of barely beating the Falcons after being up 28-3, a score that the Falcons are very used to. Rams were able to pull out after Jalen Ramsey made a clutch interception in the end zone at the end of the game. But I'm taking the Rams in this one. Cardinals they're gonna be missing DeAndre Hopkins. They have been. Marquise Brown has been good, but there's been a ton of plays where Marquise Brown has just kind of sold on the Cardinals, where DeAndre Hopkins would never have done that. So I know the Cardinals always tend to have a really nice first half of the season, but maybe this season they're the opposite. Maybe they start out bad and they turn out to be insane in the second half. But I think against the Rams team is just going to be too good for them to handle. And speaking of the Falcons versus Seahawks, another game of really bad versus really bad. And I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this game. Both teams have been playing better than people expected. Seahawks beat the Broncos in week 1. Falcons kept it really close with the Rams, like I just said, in week 2. But I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this one. They have the experience. Geno Smith knows what he's doing in the Pete Carroll offense, and with weapons in DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and Noah Fant as well, I think that the Seahawks should be able to take care of business here. And Packers-Bucks, a rematch of the NFC Championship game of last season, 2 seasons ago. Unless I'm tripping, they played in the NFC, maybe it was the NFC Divisional. The NFC Championship game of 2020. Maybe it was, I don't know. These two teams played to get to the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure, within 3 years ago. So I know I'm not tripping about that. I'm going with the Bucks in this one. Packers, I know Aaron Rodgers has been pissed. They beat the Bears, whoop-de-doo, like, it's Chicago, come on now, you own them. And got blown up by the Vikings, so we really don't know what the Packers are in for this season. I think we get a real test of what the Packers are going to look like this season in this game against the Bucks. But I think, like I said, Aaron Rodgers has been missing Devontae Adams. His receivers have not been doing him well. And yeah, I'm taking Tampa Bay to win here. It's in Tampa too. I think the home crowd in Tampa definitely has a big impact on this game. Sunday Night Football, 49ers-Broncos. I'm going to be honest, I think this game could go either way, but I'm going to go with the 49ers. The Broncos have not looked good this season. The Niners now have Jimmy Garoppolo back, and I know that they're going to be this week is going to be a big switch in the offense from Trey Lance, who's a mobile quarterback who you can always have an RPO option. Now Jimmy Garoppolo, who obviously is not used for using his legs, getting out of the pocket, and making plays count longer than they should. But I think the Broncos, but Jimmy Garoppolo just led this team to the NFC Championship game last year. So I think they have a much higher ceiling this season with Garoppolo quarterback, and with this being the first week, I think that they get a statement win on Sunday Night Football over the Broncos, who, like I said, have not looked good at all this season. And Monday Night Football to finish out the week, Cowboys-Giants. This game is, well, the Cowboys definitely aren't, they don't have Dak Prescott. So, like, people weren't expecting the Cowboys to have Cooper Rush as their starting quarterback for this game, but people also weren't expecting for the Giants to be 2-0 going into this game. So, it's kind of a win-win, because it's kind of offsetting. But I'm going with the Giants in this one. And this one could go either way, but the Giants have been good this season. And I'm thinking, if the Giants can win this game, considering that the Cowboys beat the Bengals, the Giants could potentially be in play. And I know that they're probably not going to be playoff contention, anything like that, but maybe Brian Daboll is really the guy. And maybe that they give Daniel Jones, if they see how he plays the rest of the year, Saquon can play healthy. If the Giants can find a better number one receiver, the New York Football, at least the Giants out of town, they could be back in business. But that's for another day. I'm going with the Giants to win this game on Monday Night Football. 3-0 is what I have the Giants starting out as. Pretty insane. But that'll wrap up Week 3 predictions. Looking forward to tomorrow's games. I'm telling you, if you're watching this right, watch the Bills and Dolphins game. Like this game, I mean, unless we're getting, if we're getting blown out, we're coming back. So I'm sure you know that by now. Either way, that'll wrap up. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.